What's up, everybody? What's happening? What's happening? What's happening? What's going on out there in radio land? I'm your host of the Cutting Edge right here on Edge Radio Network, Al Roundtree, aka Tree, aka Mr. Social Baby. Again, I don't care what you call, just give me a holler. Man, it's a wonderful Wednesday, except for this heat that's going on outside right now. But I want to welcome all you guys to the ride right now. And for our women crushing it on Wednesdays, we got Miss Mills Waldo, straight out of ATL.
That's right, ATL in the building.
ATL is in the building right now, y'all. I mean, repping too, and repping for sure.
Yes,
Mills, I want to thank you so much for taking time out of your busy day and coming down and sharing with us and sharing with the folks about who you are and, and the things that you do. Now, you are a transplant from Atlanta.
Yes, I have officially been in Houston for a year. Actually, today marks a year. So what are the odds?
Well, hey, happy anniversary.
Thank you.
Your Houston birthday. Your Houston birthday.
Yes, happy birthday.
You turn up, but you can't right now.
I know.
You can't right now.
I am making the most of it, though. I am, regardless of the situation, I am officially a Houstonian. Is that how you say it? Houstonian.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you. You gonna have to get that together. You need some more friends or something. Like, you can't go right about Houstonian. Like what? You looking at you like crazy. What's going on?
Houstonian. Okay, I'll get it.
Get it together. You got to practice in the mirror a little bit. Okay. Yeah. Okay. You gotta get your friends in check. They gotta get in line. I don't know what's going on around here.
Oh, they gonna be so mad when they hear this.
Yes. So okay. So what brings you to the H?
Well, I originally came here for work. I know this is going to sound strange. I lived pretty much in the north. I lived in D.C. for a couple years, and I always wanted to settle down in the south.
Okay.
I felt like Houston was the perfect blend between Atlanta and Dallas, where I also lived right before I moved here. So I've kind of been a little bit all over the place.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
cool.
Houston had the perfect flavor that I was looking for. It's very diverse.
That's dope.
I also work in healthcare, so it is I feel like the largest healthcare industry here in Houston. So,
Okay. All right. Those are all good reasons. All good reasons. You know, that's one of the things I loved about Houston. I felt like, for me, it wasn't like in Atlanta. To me, Atlanta, was a little oversaturated for me.
So saturated.
You know what I mean? So I thought Houston was like the perfect place to kind of go in and start, building your foundation, whatever that's going to be for your life and things like that. So I totally agree with you on that move.
Where you coming from?
Smart. I'm straight out of FLA, baby.
Oh,
straight out of Florida. Straight out of Florida. Right. You know what? Although I'm proud right now, I'm not so proud because of what's going on, but straight out of the Tampa area, West Coast of Florida with all the beaches and all that. So I miss home.
I love Florida for that. I love Florida for the weather and just the vibes. So
absolutely. I always say if Houston had the right beach, like this would be the perfect.
It literally would.
Perfect city. For everything, right? Like if it had that, absolutely. Okay, so you've been here a year.
Yes.
Moved in for work. Now you started Mills Kitchen.
I have.
So tell us about Mills Kitchen.
Sure. So Mills Kitchen. In short, it is a one-stop shop for recipes and good vibes. And when I say that, I say I am a person, my mantra is good vibes only. I wake up every day with a positive attitude and I want to connect with people. I want to share not only recipes, but, let them know that it could be fun in the kitchen. It doesn't have to be stressful. It could be something that you can, if you're in a relationship, you and your significant other can get in the kitchen and just have a really good time. If you are, and then it's a great way to practice social distancing with all of the restaurants restaurants closing and us just having, you know, all the uncertainties around going out to dine and so forth, you can actually have restaurant quality dishes, which I will be sharing the recipes for. I also present it, so I'm going to be plating it for the the viewers, just to let them know, like, hey, you can have it just like how you want it in the restaurants, but instead you're having it at your house.
Okay.
So I recently launched that. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback. I'm really excited. So yeah,
that's sweet deal.
Yeah,
that's sweet deal. Now that sounds good. So do you have a lot of the recipes that you create yourself?
Yes.
Or
yeah.
Okay.
So a lot of them. So I'm pretty much self-taught.
Okay.
You know, I consider myself a foodie. So I was a foodie for about 8 years before I even started cooking at home.
Okay.
In Atlanta, I started just like an Instagram thing where it was Atlanta Foodie. So that's kind of like where people kind of know me from. Like, girl, you are always eating out. How much money are you spending on food today?
All right.
So through that, I know what I like when I see it. So I'm very big on ambiance. I'm very big on how the plate looks, more than the taste sometimes. I know that's going to sound weird. Listen, like when it comes out,
go together.
When it comes out, you just get excited. You know, but then obviously it's got to taste good. You know, it's got to be like a balance.
Okay.
You know, but I get very excited when I see that dish and it just looks well presented.
So you're all about presentation.
I'm about both, you know, obviously. You're not going to eat something that just looks nice. You're going to be like, all right, it was cute, but, you know, so it's just a perfect balance. But I get so excited when I see it come out and it looks really pretty.
See, I'm total opposite. In mine, you can have stuff dripping off the side of the plate, little macaroni cheese hanging, hanging a little bit on the side. I'm like, ooh, that's going to be good.
At home, yes. At home, yes. At home, serve it on a paper plate, whatever.
Yeah.
Even though I'm so anti-paper plate, but I will say, like, if you're at home and someone is like, you know, there's mac and cheese dripping and some yams all over, that's okay.
Yeah.
But at a restaurant, no, like, get it together. Put it in a nice presentation. We come for both. We come for the food and we also come for the experience. Experience is key at a
I
restaurant.
want to experience that cheese hanging off the side of the plate. That's what I want to experience. You know, like, listen, I get it, right? Like, I depending on the restaurant, but I think, you know, what would be cool if you could get a fusion of both.
Yeah.
Like, you could be in a bougie spot, but they got macaroni cheese hanging off the side.
That might be a thing.
I think that's a perfect balance, right? Like a good balance of that. Now, okay, so you're from the A. So obviously you cook. So hopefully, I mean, you're giving out these recipes, so you definitely could get down in the kitchen, right?
Yes, I've had lots of friends, you know, try it over the years, and they're the ones that actually pushed me. Like, you need a restaurant. Like, I cook not only just like American dishes, but I cook a lot of like ethnic dishes. Like, I make Jamaican dishes. I make and then my friends, exactly. My friends would be like, you know what? This could be sold at a restaurant. I would not even know you made it. Like, and that kind of just gave me the confidence to pursue this.
So now you have so you built up a real passion for what you do now.
Exactly.
Okay. Now how long have you been cooking like that?
I've been cooking since 2015.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I know exactly the date because that was the year I gained a lot of weight. And I said, you know what? I am going to go home.
That's when you marked the calendar.
I was living in DC and traveling a lot, so I was gaining a lot of weight. So so that's the year that is.
Okay. All right. Well, that's good because I would never know that. Like to say, okay, on this date, I knew that I was gaining weight because I've been eating a lot. Okay.
Well, I've been fairly the same size all my life, and that was the one year it just spiked out of control. So you're gonna remember when you were fat.
Okay, note to self. You're gonna remember when you blow up, fella. Okay, all right. Well, it's cool. So, do you have like a particular favorite you like more than others, or what?
Like my one of my favorite dishes, I know it's like not even a dish, but spring rolls. I love spring rolls. Like I can make that and I can eat it all day long. So I'm like, I like a lot of veggie dishes too as well. So I try to incorporate a little bit of everything for everyone, you know, everyone's dietary, you know, lifestyle. So whether it's like vegan or if it's like vegetarian. So like I consider myself very like all around and well-rounded and versatile in the kitchen. So I don't just like make just Southern food or, you know, stuff like that. So,
okay. You try to be a little diverse in the kitchen.
Yeah.
A little versatile, like you said.
I love spicy foods. So I do, you know, I'm heavy with the hand on the spicy sometimes, but that's just a personal, you know, preference. I love spicy foods, and I also love things that have a lot of sauces. So like a lot of stews and stuff like that.
Now, what is your favorite food then?
My favorite food is gonna have to be the spring rolls.
It's gonna have to be the spring rolls. So you enjoy making them and eating them. You want for one on them joints.
Yeah, you can give me that. I'll be very happy.
Okay. All right. Now, you know, it's interesting you talk about that because it seems like today in the culture, society we live in, cooking for women is a little bit of it's not as prominent as it used to be. Let me say that. I'm going to tread lightly.
Facts.
Right? So what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of as soon as the pandemic hit, I saw like a lot of my friends, my homeboys, and I've seen a lot of memes, and it was just like, fellas, don't let her, what is it? Alfredo you to death, meaning there was this one dish that women were just like constantly cooking for their dudes, which is like shrimp Alfredo or chicken Alfredo.
Right.
And when I saw that, I was like, no, that doesn't have to. You don't box us in. Yes, I guess that's like the go-to for some people, but I think that's why I kind of started this. You know, my messages, people that have reached out to me and like, how, like, and I, you know. When I started this, I thought everyone was kind of like on the same level of like knowing how to cook, but it was the responses that I was getting that I was like, wait. And I was talking to friends, they're like, you'll be so surprised that some people just don't know how to boil rice or salmon, you know? But I don't like to generalize and box, you know, women in. I know a ton of friends that can throw down. So I think the thing is to, you know, you're capable of doing anything, you know, and I used to go out to eat and I used to get intimidated because I knew I could never make that, you know, so I used to feel some type of way. Like, I'm like, man, like if only I could make that at home, until I tried it, and it gives you more confidence to try even more sophisticated dishes and to plate it. You know, I went from just making it, putting it on a paper plate to, okay, let me step my game up. Let me, you know, infuse it and let me, you know, make it look nice. And
well, has there been a dish thus far that you've seen or that you know about that you haven't tried to make that you like, man, I really like it so much? Like, see, I have one. Like, for me, I'm a mac and cheese connoisseur. Like, you know, I could dissect it, but I ain't never tried to make it from scratch myself, because I'm like, dude, I don't want to mess it up. I don't even want to disrespect the macaroni and cheese that much. So I haven't even tried it, and I like to claim that I could cook. I think I'm a pretty good cook myself. Yeah. But the macaroni and cheese is just one thing. I'm like, you know what? I don't know, bro. You need to practice. You need to, you know, you gotta have your game ready for that one.
I got you. Honestly, for me, it would have to be like the casseroles of the world. That might sound, you know, simple, but I just didn't grow up eating like baked casserole, and Thanksgiving is not like my particular favorite, like as far as the dishes goes and stuff like that. So I think it would be like a casserole of some sort. But I'm sure it won't be, you know, hard to grasp or anything like that. But I got you on the mac and cheese because I'm going to be making that soon. Okay. I'm thinking about doing a lobster mac and cheese. Traditional mac and cheese.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So you got to tune in.
Yes, absolutely. I'm gonna stay tuned in and stay ready for that one now.
Yep, on YouTube and then on Instagram as well.
Okay. Okay. So when you talk about, you said a lot of people responded to you. You know, your friends were like, "You'd be surprised." Why do you think that is? Why do you think cooking is one element of what we had grown up to see, you know, our mothers of the world, you know, our sisters, our aunts, aunties, grandmas, you know, mimas or nanas or whatever, you know, whatever they call them, you know, that's what they did. Right. And nowadays it seems like there's a lot less of that. Why do you think that is?
I'm going to say it in 2 words: social media. And the reason, not only social media, but I feel like a lot of people's time is being tied up right now, right? So whereas before there wasn't, you know, social media, we just had TV, and we had 10 channels to choose from, you know. So it's like,
what you know about a UH and VH joint?
Okay, yeah, like, you know, the box. I don't know. That's real.
Oh, you tell your age right now. That's real. Go ahead.
Yeah. So anyway. I feel like back in the days, there weren't that many distractions. People actually had, like dining room tables in their homes to sit down and have designated dinner time. Now that's been replaced. Everyone's on the go. Everyone's kind of like, no one has time to sit there and look up a recipe,
right.
Go to the grocery stores, and cooking it's very intricate because you need a lot of different seasonings. It has a lot of components to it. So you have to get a grocery list. You have to do a lot. So I'm not gonna lie, it does take effort. And nowadays people kind of want that instant gratification. With the shift in economy, especially, like there's so many restaurants, there's so many apps, Uber Eats, DoorDash. There's just so many ways to get food right now that I don't think people actually want to take the time to sit there and like cook. It's tedious. You have to do the dishes, you have to clean up. So it is a lot of work. You have to be passionate about it, or you just have to say, like, I care about my health. I want to know what's going into my body. I don't want it to just be something quick and fast from a fast food restaurant.
Right.
So yeah.
So what do you think the cooking, I'm not gonna say industry, but what do you think that piece of our lives is trending, and what do you think do you think people are going to continue to take on this trend of cooking less and less and less, doing more of the deliveries, picking up, blah blah blah, or do you think people will do you see an opportunity for it to get back to some sort of normal like we used to see anyway?
Yeah, I'm so glad you asked me that, because that's actually what motivated me to start this. As we have seen right now and what's going on with the world with the pandemic, like essentially like restaurants, any place you have to enter a door is kind of like, at mercy at this point. Obviously we don't know the future of dining out, but what I think that I don't think this stuff is going away anytime soon. As you know, in Houston, it's just only growing. Right. And so people really, they have to find a solution. And the solution is either you're going to constantly, be spending money on DoorDash. And that's even limited because they don't even service everything, or you're going to seek the opportunity to actually, because we have all the time in the world now. Now we actually have the time to be at home. We're not doing anything. And so this is the opportunity. And I think there will be a shift where people are going to start cooking even more. I have had people reach out to me and say, I've never even thought about cooking until you started this. And then my tagline is 6 easy steps. So every single episode, it's 6 steps. It's very outlined. Here's I lay out everything that you need. So you can't mess it up. You literally can't. And you're watching me do it, as I go.
Okay. Now, how often are you doing the show?
So I just launched 3 weeks ago, and I have done 6 episodes. So I'm averaging probably like an episode a week, 2.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm trying to produce as much content as possible. I'm trying to engage with my followers. I just started 3 weeks ago, like I said, but I try to do polls. I try to ask questions, little kitchen facts, just try to make it fun. Yeah. So.
Well, that's cool. So now I got a food question for you then.
Okay.
When it comes to the barbecue.
Yes.
Sauce on or sauce off?
Sauce on. I'm gonna say sauce on. I'm a sauce girl. It's crazy because my whole life people always make fun of me because they're like, I have hot, that hot sauce in my bag swag thing. That's really? Me. I carry hot sauce. If it's not hot sauce, it's ketchup. Wow. I can't eat a burger without some type of condiment. It has to have some sauce.
I agree with you on that. I agree with you because here in Texas, that seems to be a lot of the tradition. In my experience, it's been it's just without the sauce. And for me, where I grew up in Florida, every place that I've been here, am I mistaken, V? Every place that I've been to in Texas, there's never any sauce on the meat.
Could it be the soggy? Like they don't want it to get soggy with the other stuff that's in it,
I don't know. Because this was the first place when I became here. I didn't know about brisket. People thought I was crazy.
Still don't. Still
exactly.
don't.
Like, it was things I had never.
I'm scared to say that out loud because how do we say it? Houstonians.
Oh Lord, we got.
Let's hear it. Let's just say Texans. Houstonians.
There it is.
I'm gonna get it. So, or Texans. I feel like when you say you don't like either like barbecue.
Right. Oh yeah. They looking at you sideways.
They're like, huh? I moved here last year, and they're like, "What do you want for breakfast?" And I'm like, "Oh, just some pancakes or something." They're like, "Oh, we're getting breakfast tacos." I was like, "What's breakfast tacos?"
Oh wow!
Like in Atlanta, that's very that's very rare to hear.
Yeah.
We eat at Waffle House. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's true. That is true. I think. Now that I think, I don't think I really had breakfast tacos that I can't hear either. So
it's cool.
Yeah. It's definitely, it's amazing when you go to different places and you see some of the things that they eat, the way that they get down. Because like me myself, we talked about favorite flavors and all that. You talked about certain language. Like I love just the Cajun cuisine. Like so, I went to school in New Orleans, and then just having that experience, it just shook me for life. Like there's nothing you could give me that I wouldn't like.
Okay, you said you went to school in New Orleans. That's major because New Orleans is one of my favorite cities. Not only for the culture but the food.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. To me, there's no when you talk about a city that has a particular cuisine like New Orleans, Louisiana culture, like it's just you can't beat that. I don't care where you are, who you are. It's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
And so I love the fact that like here in Houston, you get a fusion of some of all of those different blends coming together. You might go to a place and it has a little bit of Cajun and just different flavors that I really really love. And I love eating in Houston. I think there's so many different restaurants.
You're gonna have to recommend.
Absolutely. I'm gonna put you on. I'm gonna have to put you on. Yeah, we're definitely gonna have to make sure you get educated on these restaurants, especially as when things start to open up and stuff like that, because it's just so much to do. So, it's really been crazy. So, as you moved here, you've been here about a year now. 4 of those 12 months have been in quarantine.
Yes.
I know you said you work in healthcare.
Yes.
But how has that impacted, how has the COVID situation, impacted you, your career in terms of the healthcare and just even how has it inspired you to do what you're doing?
Yeah. We've been very busy at work, and, just trying to keep up with the demand, working on, several projects and helping lead a lot of the projects. So, that it's very important, especially knowing like what I'm doing day to day, like literally affects someone, health, like that is very rewarding. I've always just been like a person that wants to help, so, and that kind of transition to the cooking, for me, the messages that I get from people saying my 9-year-old daughter loves your stuff, or, I never thought that I can do this, or just, you make it look easy. I want to try. I've had people send me their actual like pictures, of the dishes that they're making.
That's
so
cool.
I've always wanted to just like help people. Obviously the whole COVID situation is just so unfortunate. There are people that are, losing their lives. I've been taking it very seriously. And honestly, to be honest, I have been in the house every single day. And today is the first time I left the house outside of the grocery store and had any human contact in about 3 months.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're welcome.
So it's been
outside.
because of that, and honestly, like with the dining out and stuff like that, if I can help it, like if I don't need to, I'd rather just figure it out for myself. And so, I do promote social distancing, eating at home, learning, a new trade. I feel like now is a time more than ever, there's a shift in the economy. You have to shift with it. Like, you're going to either, get left or get right. So, you know, one of the two. I encourage everyone to take the time to focus on, you know, what is it that like makes you happy? Like, do you have a passion, or is there something that you always wanted to do? There's a ton of online courses that you can take now. So it's just, it's like a blessing and a curse, you know, at the same time. But like I said, I'm very big on having a positive attitude. So to me, it's more like, okay, this is the hand that we're dealt with, but like, what can you do now to either change your situation, and you know, if you're unemployed, like, okay, what next? Like, you know, constantly think about what's next instead of just kind of like, you know, dwelling in the situation.
Right. Yeah. So you're absolutely right. This is the time where you need to make lemonade out of lemons. Like, you know, so it's been a sour situation.
Very much so.
The majority of 2020 has not been the year that I know most people walk into this year with. To be able to turn it into a favorable situation for you, whether, like you said, maybe you explore a new passion, maybe you have a new hobby that you want to do, or maybe it's something business related, or starting a new business, right? Like Mill's Kitchen. I mean, there's so many things that you could do to really kind of help yourself grow and expand from this situation. Don't just sit and sulk and woe is me and us and such a bad situation and everything that we got going on. There's definitely opportunity to do that. And you're right, that people should tap into passions. And so I always say that, you know, when in terms of business, you should follow your passion. Like that's the easiest way to kind of get into a business, is to follow your passion. And so it's great to see that you have done exactly that, and listening to your friends and encouraged by your, and having their support, right?
Yes. Oh my God. And it's not only friends, but just people from all over the world that I've been connecting with that are like, hey, I'm in Germany, you know, or I'm in Australia. And, you know, I'm telling my friends about this. Like, we've never seen, you know, anyone kind of curate this. And, you know, people are just like really gravitating to my personality. And just so like, I love that. Like, I'm a connector. I love people. That's just me. It's always been me. I'm like that person in the room that's like, hey, how are you? Like, what's going on? You know? So to be able to like meet new people, like, you know, my friends are all like, Mills, you're always talking to everybody. And I am. I don't care. You know, everyone has a story I can learn from somebody at any given moment. So yeah. So I love it so far. Like I said, it's only been 3 weeks, but it's been like the happiest I've been in a really long time. Wow. And it is a lot of work.
That's powerful.
It's a lot of work.
I bet.
But it doesn't feel like work, because at the end of the day, like, it's something that I would have done naturally, you know?
Right.
So, yeah.
That's cool. Like, you know, they say, you know, you do something you enjoy, you never really work a day.
Exactly.
Right. So, so that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. What is your goals for Mill's Kitchen going forward?
Yeah. So, to be honest, I started this 3 weeks ago just for like fun. So a lot of people are like, what's your end goal? You know? And I start, you know, some people are like, well, what is your end goal? You need to start thinking about an end goal and so forth. And I'm like, I thought about it and I'm like, why do I have to have like an end goal? Like, you know, like, any opportunity that I feel like I can excel in, I'm going to take, you know, whether it is a restaurant, whether, you know, I initially started this actually to write a cookbook. That was it. But then, you know, people have reached out and I'm like, hey, I want you to be on my, you know, show, like my cooking show, or, you know, hey, like, let's collaborate. Like, I have this going on. And some people are like, you need to sell some merchandise. So I am ready kind of like for whatever the opportunity, whatever opportunity comes my way. You know, I'm ready to seize it. I do have a lot of different other passions. I'm good at a whole bunch of other things, and I would love to incorporate a little bit of everything. I don't want to limit myself, and I don't, you know, my whole life, you know, I think we've been taught as a society, like, you got to be good at one thing. You got to focus on one thing. You know, why can't I be like an actress, singer, model? I can do it all, you know?
Yes, true.
So, yeah.
True.
So that's that.
Okay. Well, I would definitely encourage you to, you know, stay on that path. I think it's important. You don't have to major goal, but you could have like a step, like an accomplishment, a milestone, if you will, right? That you want to get to, right? So whether it's within the followers that you have on your IG or growing your database of a network of people that you can reach out to, resources, ideas, whatever. So those are different things that I think you're right. You don't necessarily have to have an end goal in mind right now, but to think about the next steps of your business is definitely something to think about. So we're going to take a quick break. We're going to come right back. All right, Mills will still be with us. Hey guys, you're listening to The Cutting Edge right here on the Edge Radio Network.
Edge Radio Network, where we have conscious conversation.
Edge is about love, relationships, and healing.
Edge Radio is for everyone and about everyone.
Edge is about working together.
Edge Radio is about recreating a beautiful body.
Edge is about community, synergy, and empowerment.
Edge is about being kind, compassionate, and loving to all.
And Edge Radio is about beauty and fashion.
各位观众 ，Edge Radio 是大家最好听的一个电台，不要忘记听哦。Yeah, I love Edge Radio. You can hear all about the topic and join us soon.
Edge is about being on the edge and not jumping. Yes.
When people stop talking to each other, society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
We work our whole lives to support our families. With one accident or illness, it can all be gone in an instant. Now there's a smart, affordable way to protect your family. Go to findhealthbenefits.com and discover low-cost life insurance for as little as $2 per month. Add to that a tax-deferred annuity that can help you protect your assets and grow your money for retirement. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. A critical illness can strike without warning and wipe out your life savings. In fact, it's the number one reason for bankruptcy. Find Health Benefits offers an affordable solution. Get up to $50,000 if you get cancer, stroke, or a heart attack, giving you the peace of mind to focus on getting better while the plan helps you to pay your bills and medical expenses. Learn more. Go to findhealthbenefits.com or call 877-235-6094. 66% of seniors spend more time shopping for cable TV than Medicare plans. Most say because it's just too confusing. Laws change every year. The wrong plan could cost you thousands and prevent you from seeing the doctors you want. Introducing FindHealthBenefits.com. Save time, save money, see specialists without referrals. Go to FindHealthBenefits.com or call 877-235-6094 for this informative brochure.
Society is on the edge. Let's bring them back. Edge Radio, because truth still matters.
We work our whole lives to support our family.
Welcome back to our Women Crushing It on Wednesday. I'm sitting here with Mills, the Mills Kitchen. Yeah, straight out of A-Town, stomping in the building. You know what I mean? Do people still do that? They still do the A-Town stuff?
Hey,
I hope not.
I'm from East Atlanta, so anything's possible up
Really?
there. Anything. Oh,
Anything possible over there.
Anything.
Man, ain't that something? Okay, A-Town. Okay, A-Town. So yeah, thank you for coming on again, and glad to have you. And it's been such a delight, talking to you, learning a little bit about you, getting you to correctly say Houstonian has been a true pleasure, right? You
it's
getting it again?
Houstonian.
There it is. You know what I'm saying? Won't we do it?
Will he do it?
I'm trying to tell you. Now
I'm an ATLian, so we're like a Georgia peach. It's just easy. This is
okay. Yeah, absolutely. So you know what? Because you from AT, I gotta ask you this question.
Yes.
Now we've been doing some like little fun facts in the start the second half of our show.
Yes.
So where you from?
Yeah.
What do they call the frozen cup Jones that you used to get from the little neighborhood lady that was a frozen Kool-Aid?
Oh dang! They start with a D, right? The brand name.
No, there was no brand name to it. No, there was no brand. Did you get them in the little water cup? They used to put them in the water cups. You make the flavored Kool-Aid, and you get it, and you take the ice out and flip it over. What did y'all call it?
That must have missed me. I'm thinking
you know what? You just sat here playing E-Cell on it.
I'm thinking about the little juices thing. You peel it off. It has like aluminum. What was it?
No. What are you talking about? No.
Wait. Okay. Ask your question one more time. Let me
we talking about the little Kool-Aid cup that had the flavors. You would get them from the neighborhood lady who was selling the candy or the pickles or whatever, right?
Yes.
And you would go and get it and get that frozen cup. It'd be frozen, and you go.
I'm gonna call it juice pack. I don't know if it's called that, but that's what I'm.
You know what? Oh boy, I don't know, boy. ATL will be hot with you. You got a lot of people mad with you right now. You got.
Sorry, Atlanta.
No, man. Because see, in Florida now we call those juleps.
Juleps, okay.
Yeah, we call it juleps. Like, you know, you would go to the neighborhood lady or whatever, pay her 50 cents a quarter or whatever, and you go get that thing. I don't know where the term julep came from, but that's what we used to call it.
I'm gonna have to look into that. I'm gonna hit up my real DSGBs. You know what that is?
No.
Down South Georgia boys and DSG.
Really, they got a term for it. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. All right. That's what's up. That's what's up. All right. Okay. ATL. Not because you said I got to put you on blast real quick. Pastor Troy or T.I.?
New T.I. or no?
Really? Come on now. Wait a minute. Hold on. So there's different T.I.s now, like a big and small Luther. Like what's going on?
Yeah, he's definitely evolved. I'm gonna have to go with T.I. all freaking day.
Okay.
T.I. all day. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I love Pastor Troy too, though.
Yeah. Pastor Troy did his thing. Yeah. I mean, he did his thing. He does his thing. But I just wondered, being out of ATL, which one you rocking with?
Gotta go with T.I.
Okay. All right. I'm glad to start that you know who they are. Like this.
Don't try. No, listen. That's one thing. I don't play on my city now. Yeah. Okay.
I'm just messing with you. Okay, now, because, lately T.I. been in, a little bit of the media with the whole 50 Cent thing. So I'm sure you siding with T.I. if they were to ever do the versus thing.
Yeah, I'm going to go with T.I. for sure. That you might see me in the street, but that T.I.
Really? Oh, you out here quoting.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, that's my dude all day.
Okay.
Ride with T.I. Yeah.
Okay, all right. I agree too.
Who is he going against if he could go?
So it's supposed to be 50 Cent. Like, that's why 50 Cent has been, like, messing with him lately, trolling, T.I. did, like, a public service announcement.
I was heavy with the verses when it first came out. Like, I was like, what time? 8 o'clock, tuned in. Like, telling all my friends I would have it on the TV, the computer. I would say probably the last month or so, I just kind of been like, who's that? But, T.I. versus 50, I'm going to definitely say T.I. Not because I'm from Atlanta or whatever, but 50, like, he lost me a long time ago because he's like a businessman. He ventured out and did a couple more things outside of music. I feel like he's been out of the music game for a minute. T.I. is kind of still like, in there. Yeah.
It's a full 50. So that's what the comparison we made actually yesterday was to say, from a business perspective, I would give it to 50, but obviously, from a music perspective, I feel like you can't help but give it to T.I. in my opinion.
Yeah, I love 50. Like, he's aggressive. He's gonna brand everything. He's gonna dish you and then put the brand in.
Right.
But you need to be wearing this. throw his brand in. Like,
oh yeah, absolutely. He gonna do that.
He's a marketing genius.
Oh yeah. He gonna plug his joint now. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Now let me ask you this: so you've seen the whole thing with Will and Jada?
Yes.
And that whole debacle. You know, man, it's amazing how folks could take a word and use it. But anyway, and then market it. You know, but you know, my question is because now, like, I think I saw a video today where Jada was saying something like, you know, it's in when you're going through fire that you know what you got in terms of relationship and stuff like that, which sparked a question in me. You know, we see a lot of celebrities who, you know, lend their voice to try to give guidance or advice when it comes to love life and stuff like that, when themselves, you know, aren't living the best life in terms of and not to say anybody's perfect, I get it, but do you think we should be following or listening to celebrities just because they are a celebrity?
Absolutely not.
About love life? No,
I would say definitely not. Everyone loves different. Everyone has different life experiences. I know this is gonna sound so weird. I never looked at any celebrity relationship and said relationship goals or idolize them or anything. I don't have what they have. They have that love. I might not have it, or I might have it. My love is different. I'm me. I'm not Beyonce and Jay-Z, and I don't know what Beyonce and Jay-Z really have. I don't know these people. I can't identify with people I don't know. And that's just and I hate that people do look up so highly to celebrities when it's like, you know, I look up to my mom. You know, I look up to my aunt. People that I know have made sacrifices. You know, that's who I look up to and say, like, you know, or people around me that I know that I see day to day. I see how their man respects them. I see how the woman respects her husband and how they communicate. That's who I idolize, you know, because I can honestly say, like, I see that, you know, like day to day. So
why do you think that is, though? Why do you think, like, in my opinion, you just really kind of sparked some of the thoughts that I've always had. Why do you think it's so strong in the African American culture to, you know, kind of idolize, you know, these celebrities, whether it's from music, sports, entertainment, what have you, and then put them on such a pedestal and then, you know, really idolize them? Why do you think that is? Instead of, like you said, you know, paying attention to those examples that you have in your life, you know, like you said, your mom or other relationships or whatever. And it could be in different walks, different fashion, what have you. But why do you think that is?
I think really honestly it just has to do with money, to be honest. Like, I feel like when someone sees someone reach a level of success, instantly they want to be that person, or maybe not want to be, but they aspire to have or be in that same position. So it has nothing to do with their moral construct. It has nothing to do with their personality, because really we don't know these people. Like I can say, like, wow, their music is dope, but I don't know how they are. I'm big on personality, like how you treat people. Like, you know, are you a kind-hearted soul? Like, I don't know who Beyonce is. I don't know who Jay-Z. I love their music, so I can say I respect them for their music. I just think people just idolize them only because they're rich. You know, they have things that we don't have. And other than that, there's nothing else. I mean, obviously, if they're doing positive in their own industry and realm, that is something that you can, you know, idolize. But to just solely say, like, wow, they're together, they're holding hands, that's relationship goals. That it's not really. I don't know that. Like, I don't know what, you know. It's just going to be a photo op. I wish people would try to get in touch with reality more and stop living in a bubble that idolizes, you know, these celebrities and these ball players and so forth. Like, they're human just like us, you know. With me, I have no qualms about running up to any celebrity and saying, hi, my name is Mel, and introducing myself. People feel like they're so unattainable. Like, they're just human beings if you strip that money, they're like your neighbor.
Right.
And so I wish that people would start to just see them for who they are, which is human beings. They have feelings too. And, you know, they go through everyday situations like cheating, heartbreak, whatever. And like you know, if they decide to put themselves out there, that's fine. But some people are private. So just respect those that are. So yeah, so that's kind of how I'm completely disconnected with that world where it's like, oh my God, Jay-Z, Beyonce, like, oh, like I'm just like, I love them. I'm a big music fan, but that's it. They're just human.
So what was your response to you know, the whole thing with Will and Jada and the news breaking and just how people you know, was talking about that whole situation?
Yeah, with me, I'm like one of them people, like, I'll talk about it for 2 seconds and then I'll move on to my life. Like, it was politics as usual to me. It was like, oh my God, wow, okay. But like, things have been out there about their relationship for years, that they were in an open relationship. To me, it just, I don't know, it had nothing to do with me. I really didn't care. It was funny, the word intake. Like, what's funny to me is like the memes that come out of it. The internet is undefeated.
Relentless.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
That was...
Absolutely. I saw one that had a meme of like a Tyler Perry movie called Entanglement.
Oh my God. Yeah, no, I'm like, how do these people, like, literally the episode dropped and then by like 9 p.m. there was like 50 memes. I'm like, who's making this?
Yes.
I'm a creative like that, so for me, it's what comes out of the sensation, like the Teddy Riley situation.
Man,
those memes, I was like, yeah, like I was like, dang, he dropped the ball, but like, okay, where's the meat? Like, that's what I'm looking for. So I don't focus on like what's going on in this. It's like, dang, that's unfortunate. Dang, really, Jada? Okay, where's the meat? Like, I want to laugh, you know. So yeah.
Because that internet does not play.
Yeah.
They do not play, and they're quick on the trigger with it too.
Yeah, they are.
But if there, given your thoughts on, you know, is there any public display of a relationship that if you had to choose one, from what you can see, let's say that from what you can see, is there anyone you say, you know what, that's probably a good example from what we could see?
Man, I'm just gonna have to be real and say the Obamas. And mind you, like, I really don't know them, but the way they hold themselves to a certain standard caliber, they represent us very, very well. When I see them, you know, they just look like unison. You know, it's not like they don't want to be near each other. It's like, oh, we're married for so long, so we're just here. So I'm just gonna have to say them just off the bat. You know, like, you know, just I
got you. Okay. All right. Well, that's good to know, because I mean, I think they are. You know, for a long time, it would seem like on everybody's social media they had a picture of them, you know, in one form or fashion on their social media.
Yeah, man, different countries, like you see the Obamas in people's houses, like, what? I've never seen that with any present day, like, president where, like, I've never seen any other president, his wife at anybody's house at any given moment. Like, that just doesn't happen. People are not gonna have pictures of the things around, you know? Like,
facts. Those are facts. That's crazy to see that. Yeah, you know, the world has changed so much since the Obamas was in the house, and given this current state of where we are, and you being in healthcare and seeing stuff kind of firsthand. Like, how has that impacted you? Like, seeing what's going on in the healthcare system as it relates to COVID right now?
Like, the company I work for, it's an amazing company. You know, obviously it's all hands on deck, you know, whatever it takes to make sure that, you know, we are representing those impacted. Like I said, I'm working on, you know, different projects, you know, big projects and stuff like that has to do with COVID. And I work on the provider side. So I actually I work with doctors. And so just to see their businesses kind of slow down. So people think, oh, you work in healthcare, oh, COVID, healthcare is booming. Yes, one aspect of it is, but there's a ton of doctors that are like non quote unquote essential, like that don't deal with, maybe like respiratory issues or that are just maybe like physical therapists and their business is slowed down, suffering, or they have to close early, and so it, just to see that, you see both ends of the spectrum, so just being very cognizant, of everyone's situation. And I hear some stories, like just the other day I was talking to this guy and he was like, man, I'm so happy that, you called me and we would love to work with you because, there's been patients that's been lined up. So they, trying to see us and stuff like that. And he was telling me a story where, and I never even thought of this. He was like, in the nursing homes, like, some of these people, like they get so excited to see us, the healthcare professionals, because they can't see their families anymore, and they don't even have human interactions with the nurses and stuff. They leave the food right outside of the door. Wow. And, it's up to you to get up and get it when you get it. And sometimes you might not even know it's there and you miss out. And they haven't seen their families in months. And he was telling me like, man, we're there for them. And sometimes they want to tell us their whole life story. And my job is just to be there and listen to that life story because I know that they don't get any other like we're the only face that they see. So just hearing stuff like that was really crushing because, you just don't even think about that sometimes, you know?
Wow, that is crazy. So it's amazing when you hear that, to think about those people who are in those long-term care facilities who, you're right. I mean, because of what's going on, can't see their loved ones, and it's been a long period of time. Do you think that you've been here long enough to kind of see how the different leadership has handled and managed this whole scenario? Is it your opinion, or what do you think that these leaders will ever come out and say, you know what, we got it wrong?
Absolutely. Bad. Yeah, they definitely got it wrong. They rushed, and I get it. The economy is suffering, but not everything has to be monetary. Like there's human life here that's at risk. And honestly, I felt like, Texas and even Atlanta, some of the major metropolitan cities were way too, in a rush to get things back to normal. We have to just come to reality. This is the new normal. Normal might not exist. Let's shift. Let's create different opportunities for the economy to thrive instead of trying to reopen, force people to go to restaurants, to wear masks. Now people are getting fined, and people like the numbers. Numbers are it's in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding. The numbers are rising. People are dying. I feel like the government or just the leadership could have done a better job with that.
Okay. I think it's amazing because as we're seeing this happen, right? Like you're seeing the number of cases continually on the rise. There's now that and then as they roll out new restrictions or enforcements, like you said, having to wear a mask, just all these different things, cutting back the restaurants, capacity to 50% and just shutting down bars and all, even though they had to. I get it. But it's still amazing to see a lot of stuff that's still opening up. Like I don't get it. Like the cases are steady on the rise, but we still want to open up. Like that doesn't make sense to me.
I'm with you. I am like one of those people that's just, I'm at all. I'm like, what are you doing? What is it there out there for you right now? Like you're literally risking the lives of someone. You might be okay. You might be fine and dandy, but who's to say someone that you come in contact with won't be just because you want to go get a burger? It's just, I feel like we could just wait it out and just see how it's gonna go, and then try to resume. But it was just way too early, and I get it. They have pressure from all ends of the area spectrum coming at them, and it is what it is. We are where we are. I just continue to pray and hope, you know, for the best.
Yeah, I got you. I haven't yet to ask you though, but how did you handle, you know, you're from Atlanta.
Yeah.
Ahmaud Arbery.
Yeah.
His story and, you know, George Floyd and just seeing kind of what's been going on in terms of that. And, you know, you don't see as much lately in the media talking about protests and stuff like that. You know, what were your thoughts when you saw that and how did you feel about it?
Yeah, it definitely rocked me, to be honest. It just changed me. You know, it was something that, you know, obviously has been going on for years and we know, but just to see that play out in front of our eyes, like in real time, it was crushing. You know, you feel a different wave of emotions. You know, you feel anger, sadness, you know, what can I do? What is it? You know, so you just feel crushed. There's just really no words for it. So and to like kind of piggyback on what you said, you don't see as much, but in my circle of friends, I'm still seeing, you know, people taking action. So I'm an action-based person, you know. If it takes a call, an email, that is what I feel like is key. You know, we can sit there and post about it all day, every day, but let's start to make action, you know. Let's start to think of a plan, a strategy. Like we need a plan, we need a leader. And that's something that's been proven in the past, you know.
But do you think there will be one? You know, there've been a lot of thoughts that, you know, we may not have a particular person to point to as a leader. Like there may be a multitude of people leading, or really maybe in their own areas, locally, what have you. Do you think we will see, like, because, you know, I think one thing that is kind of scary that people don't even talk about is that our leaders, who everybody that's been our leader has been killed, you know, and I think that was something that has shaken. You know, it's the same way they used to do the slaves back in the day. They used to whip one of them just to make an example, so nobody else would do it, right? Whatever that thing was, and it would seem like, you know, the deaths of Malcolm and, you know, Martin Luther King, you know, Medgar Evers, and, you know, countless others, would serve in that same kind of light.
I feel like this is how I see it. I feel like, are we going to have a leader or leaders? I don't know. I hope. I literally can think of a couple people that I would love to step up, you know, and it takes a lot of sacrifice. It takes a lot of gut, you know, and sometimes it's a work that, you know, not a lot of people want to take on. But if you are passionate, I think that it's just a time. It's a time. More than ever. Like if what has happened in the last couple months hasn't angered you to the point where you want to stand up and do something, then I feel like you're part of the problem. Yeah, you're part of the problem.
Absolutely.
You're just a puppet.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, Mills, listen, it's definitely been a true delight having you on the show today. So you got to tell our folks where they can find you, where they can see the Mills Kitchen in action.
Absolutely. Everyone, please check me out on Instagram, Mills Kitchen TV, at Mills Kitchen TV. And then also on YouTube, Mills Kitchen. You can just search for Mills Kitchen on YouTube.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, there it is. Y'all heard it. Check her out, because I'm trying to see what that macaroni and cheese do.
Oh, it's coming.
You feel me? Okay.
I'm going to show you what it do.
All right, guys. This is your host, Al Roundtree. You're listening to The Cutting Edge right here on Edge Radio Network. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. We'll be out. Peace.
Thank you.
This is Dr. Gabriel Arango with Arango Chiropractic Clinic, and today I'd like to inform you that doctors of chiropractic are primary contact healthcare providers who provide essential care, including but not limited to managing acute and urgent musculoskeletal condition. These services are critical for managing cases that otherwise could end up in the emergency rooms, worsening an already difficult situation. It is important to note that chiropractic services also keep in place health care providers, first responders, and others who have physically strenuous jobs that support critical infrastructure, such as truck drivers who continue to ensure that America's healthcare and food supplies get to where they are needed during the COVID-19 pandemic. This information was brought to you by Arango Chiropractic Clinic